Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this too. So, Return of the BEASTARS. Yeah, I forgot it ended on a literal cliffhanger last time, or cliff dropper. Kind of a goofy moment after with the fish, but then the shark, I guess, he's got lungs on him. Remembers magic underwater words from the seal, so that saves him. Luckily, Legoshi kind of runs down what all happened, and the zebra is dead, pushed off the balcony. I'm guessing it was the gazelle leopard guy, but I thought there was a feather that had dropped. So maybe there's someone else involved. He's definitely involved. About to get the rabbit, and these animal worlds are always, I think, an interesting choice, but like I don't know if it always works for like commentary on like mixing together. Just because like, yeah, everybody is always just like a regular animal, so clearly like they and all of their ancestors have only bred within their species, but then like there's like intermingling of species. It seems that I guess it does work out, but like the only mixed character is evil. I mean, it's yeah, I don't know. Okay, quickly, I did remember that I think Legoshi's like grandfather is a lizard or something. So maybe that cancels out my concern that I mentioned in the first episode, but we'll see. I do think it's an interesting story with like concepts that make me think morally, but it is also just like a goofy show every now and then. Like I forget that you get them playing ball or fetch, and yeah, sweet. But seems like maybe one of them has something going on because they have an onion and dogs don't eat onions. So yeah, I don't know. Well, this episode has a lot of different kinds of scenes. Got like a scary one with the melon, kind of a sweet with Haru and them, and then it gets into I don't know how to. It's animals that are hot, and I don't like. They're made to be hot. This is a weird way to put it. I don't know. Like it's. Like, and when I mean made, like, I just mean, like, drawn, CGI, modeled. You know, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It's an interesting moment that, like the rest of the show needs animals, because, like, there's interesting things going on with, like, them being certain animals and blah, blah, blah. And this is interesting, too, in that it still does bring that into this moment. But, yeah, I feel like I'm exposing myself here. I guess, yeah, Legoshi goes and tries to talk to some lions. Oh, I forgot that, like, he thought he had eaten Haru, but it was tomato juice. It briefly showed that in the last episode, and I just didn't think it was gonna be. They spent more time on it than I thought they would. I also forgot to mention in the last episode the dog thing was pretty cool, but or interesting. Because this episode was fine, but less interesting. Alright. We got Legoshi finding the hideout or the place of work for Melon, and the deer guy is hanging out with his fiancée, but then also they're gonna purge the black market, so he's going there to warn the lions about it. And then there's, I guess, other events going on. A llama getting eaten by a bear, and that's the poop drug, right? From that one creature that just makes all the, like, that's what's going on with that. Can't remember if Melon's involved with that. I'm just gonna assume that he is. Well, the tiger and the alpaca llama, they had a nice, sweet little story with the egg that birthed a chicken. Still didn't make it, but tiger definitely learned something about himself that was possible. I don't get some of Haru's actions. Like, I get potentially, or like, if this is what it was, like, I get it, but it didn't necessarily seem it. Like, being scared and, like, promising to give him
some of your flesh just to get out of the situation. But, like, the way that she and Lewis talk about it afterwards, it's more like, don't tell me what to do. I'll give him some of my flesh if I want to. And it's just like, what? What's going on? I don't get... Yeah, so, there's that. And, I guess he got fired, so that's why Lugosi can't find him still. But now also Lewis knows that she knows him, and yeah, I don't really know where this is all going, but it's entertaining. Well, alright. Lugosi confronts Melon, and that was almost successful. They both jump off the roof, and then he grabs him, and then he starts walking away with him in hand, but convinces him to loosen his grip for a second, take us off, gone in the wind. Haru is with Lewis at his house, so she's safe at least for now. But yeah, it seems like Lugosi messed up by going to this crime scene by accident from his fur divination. But yeah, he was they got his DNA, I think. I don't really get how Melon planned for Lugosi to find this crime scene minutes, maybe seconds before the police show up. And I mean, he's been caught for it, but like, I feel like this better be revealed. Like, he's like, I did not mean for that to happen, but it was perfect. Or something, I don't know, because he's on the run and talking to some mice. And then Haru was getting followed, I think, by Lugosi's grandfather, and she zaps him. So we'll see what that's about. Alright, Melon is heading to the black market and taking back over Shishigumi with the lions. He does cut off one of their hands, and they don't seem too upset about it. One of them does. One of them seems like he'll maybe turn on Melon. Talk to the grandfather, learn a bit about his backstory. That was kind of sad, with the wife committing suicide through his kiss. And then I guess I've been thinking about the choice that he gave Lugosi maybe a few episodes ago, or an episode ago, I can't remember. Where it was like, would you prefer to live in a world where there's devouring and no surveillance, or a world where there's mass surveillance? And then he like went into his whole explanation and blah blah blah. And it was like thought-provoking. I don't know what I fully think about it yet, but maybe I'll get some clear thoughts as it goes along. Okay, I wasn't expecting Trivia Showdown, but it was kind of entertaining. And then, Melon saves Lugosi. They both kind of want to have like an honorable fight, but yeah, he got roped into the territory war between the different gangs. But then we kind of just jumped, so I guess that will be a later day, because then we're just hanging out with like Lewis with his dad, him trying to figure out something with the guy, the small Kupi Lowak, I think is what it's called, maybe, who almost died from Melon mere moments before that. But then they figure out, I guess, the mixed breed's weakness, and Lewis is gonna, I guess, help Lugosi take out Melon. Yeah, I guess, like, so with these stories, like, they kind of feel like they would relate to, like, real life race issues, and like it does at times, but it's really more just like, imagine if all the animals in the world instead were like people, but they like still had kind of most of their animal traits, and then they were trying to live together. And I guess this is all somewhat relatively new, and interspecies stuff is frowned upon and does have its own issues, but yeah, blah blah blah. None of the black market stuff has gone any of the way that I thought it would. I thought this was going to be a fight. It ended up devolving into a fight, but originally it was just going to be they were burning blood and decide the winner by the flame. It seems strange. Lewis is finding out his dad's getting blackmailed by the mayor, and that there's like real unborn animals in the meat that they're claiming is meat-free. Lugosi fights a lizard, gets hit with a tail bomb, and I think Lewis just got electrocuted by his prosthetic leg. It was really quick. Yeah, this is only one more episode. So I can't imagine everything ends unless like Lugosi dies or like gets caught. I don't know. I guess there's a final season part 3, which I don't think I've seen that before. Okay, I guess that was a pretty good wrap up. Sweet little final moment with them being a couple. And yeah, all the other stuff happened at the beginning of the episode. We get the fight between Melon. They use the blood fumes to get him. I guess that doesn't really affect Legoshi. Oh, because he's got 2 carnivore bloods, right? Is that right? Is it? Yeah, I think. But yeah, so they get him. He threatened to like create a really sad ending by like releasing the drug at the place at the festival where Haru was at, and he got the mayor. But like I thought he spiked just like all the drinks there. I thought it was gonna be a bloodbath. But yeah, no, lot nicer ending. I appreciate it. I needed a nice ending. Maybe a little anticlimactic, just in terms of everybody's like, kill him, get him, and then the horse is like, nope, everything's fine, and then they're all clapping, and then that's it. I mean, we get the little blurbs of what they were doing, and then the ending with them together. So it feels sweet and wrapped up, but yeah, I'll just say that it feels sweet and wrapped up.